Hi, I'm Nadine from Juggle Mum, Businessmum on Twitter, and I'm here today with a Dadpreneur. This is Chris Holbrook, who I'd like to introduce you to, and he runs a business called Free Postcode Lottery. Hi, Chris.
Hi there.
Hi. So I wanted to interview you because I'm a mumpreneur and you're the male version of me. You're a dadpreneur. So I want to just ask you a little bit about your business because it's quite unique, and then you can tell us a bit about your family situation. So what is freepostcodelottery.com?
Okay, so Free Postcode Lottery is an alternative to the normal lotteries that you find in that it's completely free to play. Every day at noon there's a draw, and all the postcodes that are registered go into the draw, and one is chosen as the winning postcode. And the person or people who registered that postcode can win the money if they remember to come back to the site and check and claim the money. If they don't do that within the 24 hours before the next draw, it rolls over and then keeps rolling over until someone successfully claims.
Wow, excellent. And what brought you to this idea?
I was listening to a Radio 4 report about a breast cancer drug called Herceptin, and they described its provision as a postcode lottery, and that just got me. I had a eureka moment. I just thought, oh, postcode lottery. I wasn't really paying attention to the report, to be honest, but it just made me think, would a postcode lottery work? Postcodes are great because they refer to a set of houses, but it's not personal information that can identify one person. So you can publish a postcode as the winning postcode without giving away any personal information. So there's 1.7 million postcodes in the country, so that's a good enough number to make a lottery worthwhile. And because we only select the winners from the postcodes that are entered, it's still pretty good odds of winning. Admittedly, I'm not giving away millions of pounds like the National Lottery does, but there's a draw every day, and the daily prize fund goes up regularly. It's just gone up to £80 a day. It started at £10 a day back in 2011. So as the site gets more popular, the daily fund goes up and up and up. So if we were to get full saturation at 1.7 million postcodes, then potentially we could be giving away thousands of pounds a day. So it could be quite serious. And obviously, you don't have to pay for tickets. It's completely free.
So it's completely free to the person who's going to visit the site and registering as their postcode. How does the site make money?
When the visitors come to the site to see whether they've won, there's adverts on the site. It sounds a bit strange on a website, but actually it's been used for quite a while. This kind of business model has been used in newspapers, free newspapers, and free TV channels like ITV, and also other websites. With a newspaper, you have to pay. You have to pay for the paper. You have to pay for the ink. You have to pay for the journalists. People don't question when you hand out a newspaper to someone on the street. They don't question. They don't ask what's the catch. They realize actually the paper is paid for by the advertisers. So it's exactly the same thing. Rather than hiring journalists and paying for printing, I can give the money out because the overheads of the business are so low.
Wow, and so people would come to the site. So take me through. If I was to go and register my postcode for tomorrow's draw, how exactly would I go about doing that?
Okay, so you open your browser, you go to freepostcodelottery.com. The site asks for your postcode, obviously, and your email address, and nothing else. The postcode goes into the pool of postcodes. The email address is used to identify you as a person, and also to pay your winnings through PayPal if you're lucky enough to win, and also to send you the daily draw alerts, which are optional. You can unsubscribe from them. So once you've done that, you're in the draw every day. You just need to remember to come back as often as possible, preferably every day, to see whether you've won. Unfortunately, if you forget and you miss a win, it's gone forever, and the next person gets the money plus the extra £80 as it rolls over.
Okay, and so if you go back the next day and say I'm the only person in my postcode who is registered on your site, does that mean that I get all the money? And if I have 3 neighbours who are also registered on your site, do I have to split the money with them?
Well, it depends. If the four of you have registered and you're active users and you remember to check, then potentially you would split the money. But you'd be 4 times more likely to win because there'd be 4. You know, it's like names in a hat. There'd be 4 instances of your postcode in a pool, so it's 4 times more likely to win compared to a postcode that only has 1 instance in it. So what you really want to do is you want to convince your forgetful neighbours to join up. So you have no chances, but they'll forget to win, so you might not have to split the pot.
Excellent. This sounds really interesting. I'm fascinated by the idea, and I think it's certainly very timely. People love playing lottery and winning, and especially as the fact that your postcode lottery is free. I have actually, not to give too much advertising to a competitor, but I have heard notification about another postcode lottery that's advertised on TV. So
Yeah.
what makes yours different than that one?
So can you repeat the question, please?
So the question is, what makes your postcode lottery different to the one that's advertised on the TV?
Okay, so I don't advertise on the TV. I don't have Fiona Phillips on my side. There's a massive difference. You could say that superficially we're similar, but actually we're fundamentally different. They are a proper regulated, paid-for lottery. You cannot play the People's Postcode Lottery, at least their main game, without paying, which is fine. People do pay for paid lotteries. It's a type of lottery that I don't want to get involved with. And they give away thousands of pounds. I don't yet give away thousands of pounds, but it costs money. And from what I know, you have to set up a direct debit. So a lot of people. I personally don't gamble. And I've never bought a lottery ticket because I don't see the point, because it doesn't mathematically make sense. It's not a frugal thing to do. The odds are always stacked against you. Yeah, fair enough. You should play a lottery, the People's Postcode Lottery or the National Lottery, for a bit of fun, but you should be aware that it's not a sound financial choice. Whereas my site is a bit of fun. You could argue that I'm asking for people's time and I'm potentially wasting people's time, but it's for people who have the time. A lot of people say to me they enjoy coming back every day, and they enjoy the feeling, that kind of the excitement to see whether it might be their postcode every day. If you don't enjoy it, obviously don't do it. You're free to leave. Obviously, I'm not taking any money, so there's no contracts or anything like that. It shouldn't be taken too seriously. We're a completely different business. Okay,
I liked hearing your differences. One thing I did want to ask you actually was about time. Your lottery has the advantage of being free, and who doesn't like a freebie? But you did mention the time. Obviously, we're all busy people. How long would it take me if I go to your site tomorrow and I put my postcode in? So for the initial visit, how long would it take? And also, how long would it take me then on a daily basis to go back and check the site?
So the initial visit, when you first turn up, it takes about 5 seconds to put. Well, it depends how fast you type, but seconds to put your postcode and email address in. Now, when you join up at any website, you should read the terms and conditions and the rules, etc., so you know what you're getting yourself into. So obviously, I wouldn't recommend skipping those. So always make sure you read up on it. But provided you trust it, it takes no time. I don't ask for any other details, and a lot of websites, a lot of freebie websites ask for everything. They ask for your address, your phone number, etc., because they monetize by selling details and passing your details on to third parties. I don't do any of that. The money I make comes purely from the volume of people coming to the site on a daily basis. Now, once you've signed up, it takes about maybe 10 seconds you get the email, you click on the link, and then the page loads up, and you see whether you've won or not, and that's it. Now, yeah, like I said, you could argue that people are paying for this through their time, but people waste their time all the time. People do trivial things with their time. I seem to spend half my time watching MasterChef, for example. There's all sorts of things that people do for fun. All I say is, if you don't enjoy it, don't do it.
Excellent. Okay. And just before I forget to ask you, could you tell me now how many visitors you do have on your site on a daily basis?
Yeah, so it fluctuates throughout the week, but we're sort of around 70,000 people a day.
Wow, they must be really proud having built that up from nothing, certainly from the idea.
Yeah, immensely proud. It was just an idea, and it's the best thing I've ever done. I can't imagine not having it. And it's a bit like having a baby, I suppose. Once you have it, you can't imagine your life without it. So I'm so pleased, and I've just last week left my career as a freelance web developer, so I'm relying on it full time now to support myself and my wife, who's currently on maternity leave, and my child. So in a way, it's given me an escape route, and it's given me my own business, and yeah, like I said, I can't imagine my life without it.
Well, being a mumpreneur myself, I set up my business 10 years ago when my daughter was a toddler, and I wanted the freedom and flexibility to work from home. So I completely know where you're coming from in terms of having a baby at home and a business. How old is your baby? Tell us a little bit about her, and how are you finding being a dad?
Okay, she's 12 weeks old. She's nearly 13 weeks old, between 12 and 13 weeks old. It's people tell you all sorts of things. Some people say, oh, it'll completely change your life, you'll never be able to leave the house again. Other people say it's the most amazing thing in the world. The problem is that you can't really tell someone what it's like until it actually happens to them. And I don't feel like I've sacrificed any part of my life. I feel like I've gained a significant part of my life. When I'm out at the pub, I think, oh, I can't wait to get home and see my baby. So it's anything that can get me away from the pub is got to be a good thing. It's like I said, I've got my wife at home at the moment. She's currently on maternity leave, but she'll be returning to work in a few months' time. And I plan to split my time between free postcode lottery and my child. My wife is a bit skeptical.
You'll be doing the dad juggle, and maybe she's skeptical because we know women are great at multitasking.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the whole multitasking that goes into it?
I'm really bad at multitasking, which is why I tend to avoid it. I think the trick will be to have set days where she goes to nursery and I focus on the website. I think the problem is if I try to do both, we'll end up with fingers in plugs and boiling kettles on heads and stuff like that. So I think whilst I can the great thing about the site is it basically runs itself. I can monitor it via my phone, and I can set aside time to properly focus on it.
Excellent. So remind me, how can I follow you on Twitter, for example? Can I have your username? Okay,
so the Twitter username is freepostcodelot. That's with one T. I couldn't fit free postcode lottery. There wasn't enough characters. So it's FREEPOSTCODELOT. I'm also on Facebook. You can find the free postcode lottery Facebook page. And if you sign up to the site, there's plenty of prompts to get you to follow and to like on Facebook, so you can't miss it.
Excellent. Well, I've enjoyed talking to you today, Chris, about being a dadpreneur, and wish you all the best for your business. So before we go, just remind me, what is your URL for your business?
It's freepostcodelottery.com.
Excellent. Well, I'll certainly be checking it out. Hopefully I'll be a winner. I'll make a point of going to the site tomorrow.
Great. Okay.
Thanks very much, Chris. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.